Hello, and welcome back to Always On Brand, where we take e-commerce and we simplify it. I am your co-host, Summer Trillier, along with Scott Oshman.
Oh, hi, Summer. How are you?
Good. We are here at eTail West Live.
Are we?
We are.
It's fantastic. Are you having fun? It's your first eTail?
I'm having a ball.
I know.
I'm having a blast. And this weather is just perfection. Although we don't talk weather. So
no, we don't talk weather. We don't talk health elements. Everything that's hurting, we don't talk about it. We have a guest here. We have a big time guest. I gotta tell you, a little intimidated, not gonna lie.
As you should be.
I mean, a fellow Seattleite.
Yeah.
We have Attentive. You don't know what Attentive, she's gonna explain it, but aren't you the CMO? I mean,
something like that.
You're like C-suite something. Keri McGhee, ladies and gentlemen. Keri McGhee joins the program, CMO of Attentive. This is a big booking for us. You don't understand.
Wow, thank you for
having
me.
No
pressure. No pressure to get this right. Yeah. Okay.
So I told you first, just start out, like, what is Attentive for anybody who's not just been around for a long time?
Those people living on a rock and just came out.
And you know what? It could be me. It could be me.
Yeah, thank you. Attentive, basically, I think you can think of us as a personalization engine. And everybody says, what is that? Across SMS, if you're a consumer or a small agency and you're getting those custom personalized text messages, it's often us. We also have messaging across email as well as push and soon RCS. So we're really excited about expanding into those channels.
What's CS?
RCS. You guys don't know what RCS is?
I don't know what RCS is.
No, what's RCS?
It's taken over, I'd say, internationally. If you think about WhatsApp and WeChats of the world,
Okay.
It's the in-app, like in your actual text message. If it's Google for RCS and Apple and iOS have adopted, you can basically do carousels, search. They're doing in-message payment. Everything is happening within the mobile device in your actual chat. So that is coming to the US this year, and we're really excited to
now that you say that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea.
I didn't know the name, but now that you explained what it is, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, because again, China's been doing that for like 15 years.
They
Now,
have.
is this fair to say? Isn't Attentive? Weren't you like the OGs of this whole thing? I mean,
Yeah.
you've been like the brand as far as the service, the tech, right? Is that fair?
We were the first. So in 2016, we were the first to actually make SMS for businesses directed to consumer a thing. Like we were the first and we were leading.
I didn't tell you this ahead of time, but saving you for the pod. I may have been one of like your first 100 clients.
Really?
Well, hey now.
I was at a brand, they were super small, and I was like, text messaging's a thing.
Yeah.
And I jumped on, and we just were so small, but I loved like writing the messages and then seeing the journey, and it worked then,
Yeah.
which is incredible.
Yeah. One of our first content pieces that took off was Texts We Love, where we would take great texts that customers were sending.
I remember this.
Yeah, but brands would send it to customers and we would pick it up as an example of just how casual and how direct you could be with consumers to get them to think about your brand and your products differently. And that's really where we started.
And
That's amazing.
Again, Keri's not paying us.
Wait, is this another fun fact?
But this is a really fun thing. So one of the things that we have done, when you think of Attentive, you think of your D2C, right? That's you're driving people to your D2C. But we've used you to drive to other channels. And the success that we have seen there, when you look at the click-through rate, obviously you're not getting the sales data because he's driving to a separate channel, but you can do an attribution link and you can see how this is successful. So there are more than just a single lane to use this product, and it's so simple to use.
It is, and you can use it multiple journeys, right? For abandoned cart, you can use it for pretty much any customer journey you're building. You can use text as a way to meet the customer where they are. Not everybody's always on email and not everybody's always on text, but you can orchestrate, I think, across channels, which really makes it even more appealing as we kind of get into this next wave of e-commerce.
Can I use it on my adult daughters who don't text me back?
You and me both. Like I have adult sons who say, if you need to reach me, call me or find me on TikTok. I'm like, I pay for your cell phone.
Shut up.
Yeah. I wish I was kidding.
I'm just seeing my future.
You know what? I'm looking into an Attentive personal plan. I might need to up my game. Okay.
Yeah,
I gotta get new campaigns going to the daughters.
You could be like free dinner tonight if you call me back by 2 p.m.
You know what? That's actually a good idea, Summer.
This could work.
I'll credit you, of course.
We could give them a spend to win, like how much money will deposit in their accounts if they do the spend to win wheel.
I like
$20,
this.
$30,
This is
$10.
a whole new thing.
Yeah. No, it's how we're going to gamify our parenting into the next generation of their 20s.
Yeah. If I just, yes, there's so many things we could go down that road. But anyway, that was my silly question. Thank you very much. So you were on the big stage with Jennifer Peters, who might or might not show up. We don't know.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, friend of the program, friend of us, like just one of our fan favorites.
Yeah,
the fact is that she was one of our first guests in the first year in 2021, I think. She doesn't listen to podcasts, which I love. In fact, I asked her because she's been on a zillion podcasts now. I'm like, please tell me you still don't ever listen to a podcast. She's like, nope.
It's amazing.
But anyway, you were on the big stage. Let's talk about what that conversation was. There's a lot of talk here at eTail about the environment, about you always want to know what the mood the retailers are in, e-com, whatever.
Yeah.
So do you want to kind of enlighten,
Sure.
if we weren't there?
You weren't there. It's not very light.
Well, I mean, enlighten us.
I'll enlighten you. We started it with just really talking about the uncertainty. I think that is like a theme that we can all say almost through February that is staying consistent since the beginning of January. And we talked a little bit of how should brands and retailers be thinking about it and sharing what are they doing? How can you possibly even with tariffs and the economy and inflation, like what are brands actually doing to combat that? And how do we go into the rest of the year planning for it? And the reality
what are
is
they doing?
many are just kind of waiting and seeing,
Yeah.
right? They're trying to like make decisions and making sure that they have fulfillment plans if it's overseas or for tariffs, and making sure they have backup fulfillment plans and that they can figure out what's that going to be to their impact on pricing.
Yeah.
Right.
Consumers are spending less. Jennifer alluded to a trend that she saw recently on one of the interviews where people are hoard buying things like appliances and things that are going to see significant increases in cost.
We bought a brand new TV because we were like, well, we'll buy it eventually. And my husband's like, we're buying it now.
Yes.
Because I don't know what the price is going to go up on this. Let's just buy it now. Because I was like, let's wait for Prime Day. He's like, no, we're not waiting that long.
I don't know why people don't understand. Fear is one of the greatest marketing tactics of all time.
I prefer uncertainty, but we can call it fear.
No, I one of my most short posts on LinkedIn, I said uncertainty is bad for business. That's it. That's the post.
Yep.
Because it is.
It is. Yeah.
And so everybody's trying to play the game, and everybody's hopeful and optimistic that the year is going to happen. I've already, just in my little brands, I've already reforecasted like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I keep pushing the money out.
Yes. and that's what everybody's doing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's just trying to figure out like Q1 feels like we've got to cut our losses and move on.
Totally.
But people are still getting scrappy and trying to, I think, figure it out.
Yeah.
So that was kind of how we started with the reality of where we are, along with all the goodness that e-com is driving.
Still good vibes here, by the way.
Yeah.
Energy's good.
eTail vibes are really good,
Well,
really
let's
positive.
remember, yes, this is an uncertain time, but 2020 was uncertain. 2021 was uncertain.
Yeah,
we
we've
had
been through this.
2023 where it was like, oh, we're trying to how many times did we talk about comping against 2020 and stop comping? So finally we're not comping against 2020. Now we're comping against this.
You see what I put up with?
Yeah.
This never ends.
It never ends. I repeat myself obnoxiously. Thank you
It's
very
okay.
much.
But listen, we were chatting before we hopped on the pod, and speaking of just like the fear that's happening right now, but also-
Uncertainty.
And so we'll do either today. Either's a buzzword.
Okay. But one of the things that's not new and has been very successful has been e-commerce. But one of the stats that you brought up was just how many more players there are in the e-commerce world now. What was it again?
So in the last 4 years, well, almost 5 since 2020, it's 6x. Like that is the number we've seen, like especially in the D2C e-commerce world, where there's just more brands than ever that are getting started, that are going direct to consumer with, a great Instagram or influencer post. Everybody can get reach and scale and grow quickly. But the kind of brick and mortar, the retail and the e-com brands, they're up against more competition than ever to get 1 second of our attention, right? We know it. We have kids. We know how often we're flipping, device changing, searching from different areas. It's really hard to figure out where shoppers are. And then to get their time is that much more difficult.
Did you see my deck for tomorrow's presentation I'm doing? Did you already see it?
No, let's talk about it.
No, it's a big about attention. I'm leading with attention, which is not new.
Right.
But anyway. Okay, so attentive attention. Yeah. Well, you just said everybody, the competition. You're right.
So
listen, Shopify, the earnings report, right? Think it was a great earnings report because they're adding thousands of sellers.
Yep.
The marketplaces, Walmart added 100,000 sellers.
That was crazy.
I mean, I'm living it, right? I can't make a buck.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, who are these people?
Anybody and everybody. It's like from 15 to 60. Like anybody with an idea is able to break through.
I hate to cut the crap, but over 50% are the same people and their China direct factories.
Yes.
On every marketplace, on every Shopify. And you know what? They've gotten really good at it.
Yeah.
Really good.
You know, it's been a theme now with all the pods today. Jennifer Peters, would you like to join us?
Oh, Jennifer Peters is in the room?
Yeah.
Come on down. Hey, we're going to have to move this. See, I love this. I told you earlier, this is what makes me so happy. We have a mic available. We have headphones. We've already discussed you, how fabulous you are.
All right, so right before you joined, we were talking about just like how e-commerce is really taken off, and there's 6x more brands that are doing direct to consumer. So one of the things I was going to ask Keri, please feel free to chime in. How do you break through the competition?
Yeah, I think it's something that we have spent a lot of time on recently is trying to figure it out, because all the solutions are the same, right? So no matter if you add another point solution to your tech stack, like you're only able to incrementally get a little bit more attention. And so how do you do that? And I think what OLLY's done really well is you get to true personalization, because consumers want that experience that you know them, that they've been searching on your site, they've been buying, they want to know that you know them. They don't want the same message that goes to everybody. So getting away from batch and blast, no matter what size you are, figure out how to scale that in your business. And that is how you will break through, is to get to that true one-to-one personalization. I think that is going to be the thing that's not just like an incremental, but a radical change, to where you can break through the noise and then get that repeat consumer, because you know them and you can send the right message at the right time with the right product. And what AI has done for you and what OLLY does really well is in the brand voice. It sounds like that brand that they love, that they talk to all the time. And it's like, ooh, they know me. They know that I'm a size 11 in this New Balance shoe and I need it in a medium width. And they know I love when the new releases come out and they're giving me that preview. Yeah. So it's just that personalization is key.
You get a bell. Yeah, I told you we had fun games. There's a bell.
Is there a prize?
Maybe. I've got some incredibly free iced tea over there. I'm happy to give to everybody.
Because it is very dry here.
It is very dry, but I love it. Sunshine. Jennifer, what else did you guys talk about there? I don't know. We were just riffing about how it's hard. Competition is at an all-time high. E-commerce, we've been on a fun train. Hasn't it been fun?
Yeah.
It's just
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about the macro environment and how that's affecting how consumers are purchasing today.
Oh, I mean, I think there's so many people jumped into e-commerce during COVID because they could. And there was like that 5-6 year period where everybody was drop shipping. Like everybody had a drop ship Shopify store. I built a lot of them. And they're all gone now. They didn't make it.
Oh no.
But I mean, a lot of these companies didn't have the infrastructure to really do e-commerce long term and really commit to it. So there's definitely been a lot of brands sort of fall off of that. And the ones that have stayed, I think, are very intentional about staying. Is it, I mean, even at OLLY, it's not the highest revenue channel, but it's a very important channel to be in and be able to touch your customers that close. And like Keri was saying about the personalization, it really, there's a value exchange there. Like you have to be really careful. You don't want to get too creepy, but also you want to be able to deliver something so personalized that a customer doesn't even know that it's personalized. Like that's the goal to me. It's like, they don't even know, and we know, and the value exchange is equal, and it's good enough for them to act on that. So, I mean, I think that's kind of where we play, is using AI to do the decisioning, to trigger different behaviors, and that's AI for us.
Where do you think AI is going with this personalization? It just feels like they're just going to get even further. I mean, pretty soon this is going to be like laying in bed next to me. Actually, it might be. So what do you predict is going on? Like, when you look at like where we're going to be a year from now, what do you think is going to be different? What do you think is going to be the new thing? Or what are your predictions?
Well, I don't have a lot of imagination, honestly. I will say this. We have a partner that we work with called Vandra AI, and we're design partners with them. They're incredible. And every week I meet with them, they bring me something new. And and it is always something I would never have dreamed up myself. So I think the important thing for us non-creatives is just to like be ready to act on it and accept it and hear it and listen to it and refine it, whatever it is. There are people out there that are visionaries that can do this. I'm not one of them, but I can make it work.
Yeah, you're data driven. So you see the data and you're like, yes, this makes sense.
But I was talking to the guy at Bluecore this morning. Keri, is this not, again, I spent the worst 20 years going into retailers. Like this is old school retailing. Come to personalization, coming to AI so that I can feel like you know me, like you actually know me, not bullshit know me, not whatever, but you know what I bought, you know what I like, you know what my right? Am I missing it because I miss a lot?
I doubt that. But it's that personalized shopping experience that I don't know if anybody, like we're from the Northwest, we're probably Nordstrom diehards to some degree, and that personalized styling experience, right?
I love it. You know what I've learned on Nordstrom? When you add a little pro tip here for anybody shopping on the Nordstrom app.
Hey now.
Even if you're not going to buy it, you're hoping maybe this product will go on sale. If you just add it to your cart, they will alert you when it goes on sale.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, I forgot I loved that. Yes, I will buy it today. Thank you for that reminder.
The old price drop.
I mean, we know it well in the SMS and email world for sure. It's a good one. But I do think that personalized shopping experience, we use that as a way to explain what this is. Because when we talk about the creepy factor, it's not that much different. Your stylist calls you, says, hey, this brand that you love is launching their new spring pants. We've got your size. Come on in. Like that whole experience is what we are trying to deliver in this digital virtual world.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that different than actually what you say, but it's the ability to do it at scale. And so when we talk about the data is more important than ever. Being able to enrich the data you have, pull in data from all of your different sources, like whether it's your Snowflakes of the world or it's your marketing clouds. But then I think the game changer is going to be to take that and put the machine learning insights, the AI on top of it, and then send that back to your marketing platform, your data source, your hosting, and then use that across the rest of your marketing. And we've been so focused on individual point solutions and how do you do that at scale so everybody gets the personal experience. That's what's different about this.
Well, I've been in the trough of Delulu, as I like to say, with AI, but I'm coming out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm crawling out. Okay, various things. But what I am excited about it for the small guys, for the littles in the world. Okay, this can democratize. Like this can give them a shot.
That's what I was thinking.
They can look and feel like the big guys.
And Jen, I'm directing this question at you because you are not an employee of Attentive. But like doing this
I should have started that.
We should have said
did
it
the
on
keynote.
stage.
Yes, should have said that on
Does
stage.
work for Attentive. We can pay
I have a
her.
hat. I do have a hat. I have a sweatshirt too.
You should have had like the legal disclaimer.
I do.
Jennifer Peters. It's not like
I do have all the swag though.
But small businesses can afford this. They
Oh,
can
yeah.
do this. So talk about that. Like, how big do you need to be before you start an SMS campaign?
I think as long as you have a list. I mean, that's really where you start. I mean, truly having a list.
Sorry, Scott, you weren't on it with that hand clap, so I.
I know
the pressure is unbelievable. Do you understand the pressure I'm under?
True multitasking over there.
And I'm a man, and I
nice to
can
watch.
multitask. I'm capable of it. Go ahead, Jennifer.
So there's a brand we partnered with at OLLY last year, Overnight Beauty, very small brand. She goes to the farmer's market and she sells her products. And so for background, they make sleep accessories. So like silk head covers, like
the
eye
pillows?
mask,
oil, the eye mask.
Yeah, my wife has the pillow. It's
Incredible
just like a
lotion.
pillow, yeah.
I mean, the product's awesome, but it's like she has a real job. That's not her
Right.
real job. That's what she does for fun. She goes to the farmer's market and people sign up. I mean, that is like not a double opt-in like Attentive has, obviously. But I mean, you got to start with a group of people who know who you are. And if you've got over 1,000 people who want to hear about your product, you should be doing SMS.
You should. And what I think, it's never too early to start. And what you're seeing are these brands. I don't know. We were talking about this one on the pods. Like people getting started so late with e-commerce. Even where we work, they got started really late with e-commerce.
Oh, yeah.
And like, just you never know when you're going to get that customer that's going to be on you at all times, buying your product, and then word of mouth. And
Absolutely.
you need to keep them and hook them. So I love that you said 1,000 because I do think we do have some smaller brands tuning in and they're like, you know what, this is something I can strive for. You can do this today.
Do you want to talk directly to your customers? Because this is how you do it. It's not, I mean, I love email. Email's great. Email's not dead. But this feels very personal.
Yep.
It feels like your person is texting you. And it definitely evokes a different
Well, let's be
emotion
real.
than email.
We all check our email. We're like, oh, I can get back to this later.
Yes,
Or I'll
flag
read
it.
this later. When you get a text for whatever damn reason, that fucking pain, man, it gets me. And I'm like, okay, I have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention. I'm on it. I'll do what it says. Like, what do you want me to do?
It's a Nordstrom price shop.
It is a price drop. But coupons, everybody saves their codes. But it is, It's that you also expect the personalization, I think, on your mobile
Yeah.
device. So even now with
Yes.
email, you're starting to expect it, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't- The ways of old where everybody got the same coupon code or the same thing is not working.
Right.
And so we're seeing brands use email in a different way too. Very curated education versus just the same thing they get on text. And so people are really trying to think, how do you use it more long form? How do you reach a customer with something totally different than you would send them on their text?
So can I ask, are you seeing a drop in the creepiness factor? So I remember when I first started doing Attentive.
That's what I was gonna say. Oh my God.
And people were like, "Oh, that's creepy. Oh, that's because it was new.
Yeah.
You know, it was more new." Is that fading?
Print is creepier than Attentive.
I mean,
Honestly,
there's some creepy
There are no
stuff.
laws about print.
That is the one thing
Oh,
about
interesting.
SMS is it's completely regulated through
Mhm.
CTIA. So, but I do think it is more regulated. But to your point of the creepy factor, when you start to look at the demographics that are shopping on mobile device, and that's across all demographics, people now expect you to know them. And I think the shift is people were hesitant to give you their information.
Yes.
They didn't want to give too much personal data because how would you use it? And now people are frustrated and disappointed, and they will go to another brand if you don't act like you know them. So I think that's the massive shift. Like it's 67% is the number of people that will switch brands almost immediately if you deliver a message to them that says you don't know them and they expect you to.
67%.
Yeah.
Let's remember, we're all parents here.
Yeah.
We don't have time to sort through bad marketing and unpersonalized marketing because you need to know, oh, this product, this brand that gets me, great. I want to get whatever they're promoting, and like I'm thinking about it now, so I'm going to just check out. Yeah, I love that.
I think
I would-
TikTok Shop's such a great example too of that
It's
value
a great
exchange.
one.
TikTok. I mean, people they're giving up everything about themselves to TikTok, literally everything, because they're getting something back that is valuable enough. They're for you, and they're kind of curated. They're willing to give up everything they've got security wise just to get that content.
Yes.
Security is interesting.
I was gonna ask something like you asked, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because
believe you.
I was gonna ask Keri, like, are we over it already? Like, we don't have to worry about like
Yeah.
just people are numb to getting the text message. Like, it's like we don't have to worry about that anymore. Or is it still an issue?
I think there's still a balance. I think there are some things that will always be perceived as too far. But when it comes to shopping specifically, where it's more of like giving a great experience, I think people are over it. I think for the most part, consumers are saying over and over again, here's my information. TikTok's a great example.
Yeah.
Give me the experience I want.
Yeah.
Well, can I make a quick suggestion of what
Sure.
not to do?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, if I haven't bought from you in 3 years, stop texting me once a week.
Jen brings this up. She brought it up to me before. She's like, it's not free for me to email you. It's not free for me to text
It's
message
like,
you.
what are we doing? Like, hey, ping me once a quarter. Like every once in a while, you got a sale, you got something that I'm
I
good
hope
with that.
Crate and Barrel's listening right now.
I'm fine
Because
with.
I have told them to stop
I'm
emailing
not gonna
me.
out this particular. I'm not gonna do it because I love them. But come on, man, what are we doing? Like, you're killing me. You're irritating me, and I'm like, I'm delete but report. I'm hitting the report.
Oh,
button.
the report button.
Yeah, don't make me hit the report.
Oh man.
But I think this is, a very real thing, even for small business. Once you can get enough data in your list, enough 1,000 plus at least,
Yeah.
then you can start segmenting. And I think where AI really comes in is that then you can start sending the right message, because then it's a we've missed you message
Yes.
Yeah.
versus
Mhm.
here's your coupon for the thing you haven't bought in 3 years. And
Right.
that if they say we've missed you, we want you back, that's a very
Then
different
you
thing.
feel this guilt of like,
Yeah.
oh, like did they?
They've been
pay
just
me a
sitting
compliment?
outside,
Like,
just crying.
Yeah, I need
The
to,
whole
like,
time you were gone.
Here's $5.
Right, but
Like, take my
a
money.
VIP code is very different to someone who's like a
Mhm.
high purchase,
Yes.
high retention customer
Yeah.
versus somebody who hasn't engaged, because you have no
Yes.
idea what they have. How many mattresses do you buy? Hopefully, you're not getting a new mattress
Right.
text
Hopefully.
every week, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't buy that many. But it's that segmentation, I think, is where AI is also able to
Okay,
help.
don't tell anybody I said this, okay? I'm not going to say it very loudly. One, I'm optimistic about AI, is I think this whole personalization thing has been a little bit overdone, in my opinion. Like, it's not really that personal. I think AI has a shot to actually bring us forward, bring us to what we really all want. No?
I mean, that's how we're going to do it.
Are you with me?
You can't
It's
you
true,
can't do
yeah.
decisioning. A human being can't do decisioning like that.
Yeah.
They just can't. They just can't.
No.
No, a true one-to-one is here.
Mhm.
I think people who are skeptic and saying, we've been hearing about personalization for 10 plus
That's
years,
what I'm
it's not
saying.
real. It is actually different now. Like we can
Okay.
actually
Mhm.
deliver a true one-to-one personalized experience by you, the human, versus you as the rules and segment-based marketing that we've done for years, which is you and 20, 50, 100 people like you. It's a very different world, I think.
So it really works. So if I'm sitting listening to this, first of all, thank you for listening. I don't know what you're doing. Anyway.
They're about to get a text saying that they should
exactly.
go shop at
So
Nordstrom.
if I haven't gone down the SMS, the texting, the Attentive road, does it work? How well does it really work?
I mean, people who use Attentive for email and SMS see 25% plus more revenue. So that works pretty well.
That's dang good.
She clearly hasn't listened to the podcast.
She's
No one
listening.
else laughing.
I don't listen. I never listen to podcasts.
I
We
appreciate
talked about that.
I appreciate the new audience.
I will say this though, list hygiene does matter.
It does.
It does matter.
Data matters.
And I
Say that
think
again.
list hygiene matters. It does,
We should
because
add that to our people matter.
people matter. Also list hygiene.
Also
Both.
list
Maybe
hygiene.
not the same. Maybe not the same.
People hygiene matters.
But I think there is this drive on marketing teams to be like, we have the biggest list.
Yes.
Our list is so big. Our list is bigger than yours. And you know what? You should have the best list, the cleanest list.
Yes.
Not the biggest list. If that's the game you're playing, you're not playing by the
We
right
talk about
rules.
this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Jen and I happen to work together, so
Oh, really? I
I'm
didn't
so
know that.
fortunate I get to hear this.
I got to cut the
I do
F-bomb
wanna-
that you laid down earlier. Thanks for that.
What?
You hit a F-bomb.
You
Now
can
I-
say that at
love that.
Ollie.
You
That's
can?
okay. Yeah. We have a bar in the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talk subscriptions. So you've got someone who is subscribing to your product already. Do you need to be texting them?
That's a tough one. I think usually we exclude people that subscribe to that product or have previously purchased that product. So pulling those out, that's good. People for us that subscribe to more than one product.
Yeah.
Almost everyone. There are very few customers that just subscribe to one single product.
Yeah.
Usually it's like 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So they're perfectly willing to add that into their existing subscription. The other thing I will say, we use Order Groove for subscriptions, and they actually,
Just
I know,
cha-ching, cha-ching.
yeah. But one of
Name
their
drops.
features is like 10 days before your subscription ships, you get an email that says, hey, your subscription's, it's 7 days.
Whatever.
And they say, hey, your subscription's going to ship. Like, hey, skip. You want to skip it? You want to cancel it? You want to reschedule it? Whatever. But then there's also a feature where, like, do you want to add something to it before we ship it? Like, here's your chance. Here's your chance to add to it. So I think that feels really personal and good.
Yes.
We're showing them the picture of the thing that one of the things that they subscribe to,
Yeah.
and the opportunity to be like, you can add more.
Yeah. We're already coming to your door.
I mean,
Hey.
there's room in the box.
Yeah.
The other part of this, I
That'd be a
think,
good tagline. We've got room in your subscription box. Want to add to it so it's more
Free
environmentally
shipping.
friendly?
I love that.
That's a good. We'll get you a new box. Like we just started the Smith Brothers delivery thing.
Yeah.
It's a very
Is that
Seattle.
only a Northwest thing?
It
I
is
think.
Northwest.
Yeah, I don't know.
thing.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my
so-
God, it's
You
the
get
greatest
jarred
thing.
milk. delivered
No,
to your
not
house.
just
I-
milk.
I know.
Is it like raw milk?
No,
You
it's
probably can't get.
pasteurized.
I mean,
No.
you probably could,
I got a little half and half the other day.
Oh,
But no, they'll give you all everything. Your eggs,
but it looks
your.
old fashioned. It's very
It's,
cute.
they
Oh, I
have
like
the little
that.
box out, so you made me think of the subscription box. So
Yeah.
we had the little box, and we kept ordering a little too much. And we had to get us a bigger box.
they had to upgrade you.
So we got 2 boxes.
Mhm.
So just like you said, we can add a box for you.
Hmm. We can send 2 boxes. It's okay. We're happy to.
Um,
Also, we have big boxes now. So
Oh, good. I don't know where we're on time. So Keri, my
You got
last
3
one
minutes.
to get you out of here. Okay. I'm gonna spin zone this a little bit. We talked about like how there's uncertainty in the world, blah blah. But I'm trying to think positively. Okay, that in your business there's an opportunity here to not just go after every customer, to go after the better customers, to go after the good customers. And so in theory, that should, I don't know, it should level out the competition level. It should, because we've been just going after it. Let's just be honest. We've just been closing our eyes and throwing bombs, right? So is that a possibility for the really good retailers, the good brands, the ones who really use it? Is it an opportunity for them to actually get better traffic?
Break through the noise.
Yeah, break through the
Mhm.
stuff and get better people,
I
more
believe
sticky.
I believe it is. I believe it is for several reasons. There is all this competition and all this noise. And in order to break through it, you need to figure out what does that person care about. And as much as we talk about AI helps you get to the right, with the right experience to the right subscriber,
Yeah.
we also don't want to bombard the people who don't want to be
Mhm.
messaged about all those things. And so people who have the better experience are going to pick that brand. And so brands who are leaning in, and we're seeing this across. Like if you're doing batch and blast, the one to minis, all of your competitors are currently doing that, and only a small set, like less than 10%, are really focused on getting the personalized one-to-one message out there. So I would say move quickly, like figure out how to do it, get your data in place, make sure you have the right partners. And that is the way that you're going to see meaningful, impactful change and results to how you grow your lists, how you get people to engage, how do you get them to purchase, how do you get them to repeat purchase, the elusive repeat purchase. The only way you're going to do that is through one-to-one.
I believe this is going to have ads. So ad spend, I think, is going to have the same phenomena because it's just too
The
expensive.
personalization.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're going to have to. We can't just buy shitty traffic for a lot of money anymore. You just can't.
That's Jen's favorite thing.
You can't do it.
That was I rolled. I don't know if the video caught that. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that she was eye rolling. It's been a sore subject.
But I mean, it's hard. I'm not discounting the fact that doing this and making these small shifts are very hard.
The keynote I just sat in, the panel, I don't know if keynote panel, but they were talking about being, I feel like you hear this all the time, but personalized creative through the funnel. So top, middle, and bottom, like how do you make that more personal? That's something you have to really push your creative team, because bottom line, it's not easy.
No, it's not.
All right, we'll get you out of here.
You have to tell them what you want.
Yeah, and I self-reflect. So Quickfire produces another podcast called Brain Driven Brands. It's by Sarah Levinger. It's a consumer psychologist. And
Yeah, it's a great
when we
one.
talk about SMS texting, she does this whole thing. It's about when, because I personally feel that when you hit me makes a big, and I'm moody.
Oh God, is he?
But when you hit me with the text,
Yeah.
no matter where I am in the consumer journey, where I am with the discovery, wherever I am in my purchase, right? But emotionally, during the day, during the time, like you got to hit me when I'm receptive. And I think that's also the AI, and a lot of these things can figure that out.
Right.
I think we have mood rings on
Send
all of
time
us.
I was just going to
We
say,
have that.
Is it a product of Attentive?
We have AI Pro, which is part of AI Pro is send time. So we have AI Pro's 4 components. It's sending the right message, so the right message the person wants with the right product, the green pants, the red shoes, whatever they are seeking at the right time, right, which really matters.
Yes.
And if it's 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. based on their behaviors, it can actually like be able to decision and make that for you on when the right time. And then in that brand voice. So when you get all 4 of those right, that is when you get to that true one-to-one personalized journey.
Yeah.
So that's really where we are. Because I have teenage boys with a sneaker problem, and it takes about 3 times a day for me to get the text reminder to actually get the sneaker ordered, because I'm busy. We're all busy. We have all of our notifications are just coming up constantly on our phones, and so that hit with the send time of 7:42 when I'm done working out and dinner's done.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta order those sneakers,
Yep.
and I get that sneaker served up with the coupon code I need. Like that is magic.
It's the best.
So that's true one-to-one.
It's awesome.
Well,
Well, thank you guys for coming by. It's great
Thanks
to
for
meet
having
you.
us.
It's
Thanks for
good
letting
to
me
meet
crash.
you in real life.
Thanks for letting me
Women in
crash.
Color.
That's right. And we are so grateful for you guys. At the end of the day, what is it about, Scott?
People. It's because people
Matter.
and what else?
And list hygiene.
Endless hygiene. And you've been listening to Always
Off.
Friend.
Please like, please subscribe, please share.
Bye.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.